Hi everyone, it's David Fraser from Bunkie Life here. We're going to start the presentation in about 1 minute. And while we do that, I wanted to show you guys some really cool photos that everyone's been submitting. They've been really awesome, so let's do a quick little screen share here. If you go to #Bunkie Life on Instagram, there's been so many amazing scenes that people have been sharing throughout this contest, and I wanted to show you some of them. So I'm going to scroll. Thought I would share some of them. Okay, so let's get to the presentation. Hopefully my internet sticks with us. All right, so tonight's presentation is all about how to build a bunkie. So let's go through it one by one. So before we get into the presentation, I want to share the calendar of what's happening this week. So this is week 2 of the contest. And we're doing obviously tonight, Friday the 15th. On Sunday we'll do a live stream about how to maintain your bunkie, and Tuesday of the 19th we'll do the delivery and the ordering process, and then Airbnb episode is happening on Thursday, everything about Airbnb, and then the contest is almost done. We're going to do a final wrap up on the 24th and then announce on the 26th, and then we have our epic 2-day sale, which I've been alluding to. It's going to be awesome, and there's actually a bonus little thing I'm going to explain later, but for now, let's get right into the presentation. We're going to take questions, but I was hoping we could hold the questions till the end. And there was a lot of duplicate questions last time, which is not a big deal. But if you wait for a few seconds, if you have a question, remember it, but wait a little bit and see if your questions are answered throughout the presentation. And then if they aren't, at the end, I'll definitely hang around until everybody's done. So you don't need to worry about your question not getting answered. But if you just hold off a little bit and make sure it hasn't already been asked, then that'll kind of save everybody's time. So let's try to go about it that way. So this is, without further ado, this is how to build a bunkie. So first we're going to start off with what not to build. So last year we had a lot of customers, kind of call in and say, oh, we're thinking about doing it, maybe we'll do it ourselves. And last year I was a little less assertive. I would be kind of like, okay, well, if you think you can do it yourself, maybe that's the best bet. But this year we've got a lot of stories like this. This is a true story that Taylor Lynn Phillips gave me permission to share. So she shared this picture on our Facebook page. It said, could really use this bunkie since we tried to build one while living in a tent for 3 months and didn't have the help to finish the roof safely. So now she sits covered in snow, just a trailer on the property now. That is not an uncommon thing I'll hear from our customers, or I guess our non-customers, that they try it themselves and either, as someone said in the last live stream, they built a junkie, some really piece of crap that their wife constantly insults, or they just never finished. There's a lot of non-finished stories we hear about. So without further ado, this is the meme for, I'm going to speak directly to the husbands, okay? Because I'm a husband, and you want to be able to, by the sweat of your brow, bring this thing into existence, and I totally respect that. But here's what you think you're going to build. Right? This is you and the shack that you've crafted. Here's what your wife worries is going to happen. If you Googled severed arm man, this is what comes up. And this is what you're actually going to build. I'm just teasing. It's not going to be that bad, but it might be a bit of a junkie. Or maybe, you are an amazing builder and you finish it in a month or so and it looks awesome, but it ends up spending you end up spending almost the same amount of money just on materials, 1,000 trips back and forth to the hardware store. You got to measure it. You got all these tools you got to buy for the occasion, and you lose probably what 4 to 10 to 12 to 20 working days where you could have been earning money doing what you're actually good at, right? So that's, I think, where the Bunkie Life build process is so slick, is because it does come together. We're going to get right into that of how easy it makes it for you guys. So we're going to start with the foundation. And once again, if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to save them and we'll type them in later. And I'm going to get to everybody's questions all at once, okay? So let's start with the foundation. So that's really what the core of your bunkie is going to rest on. This is a photo of a site being prepped for a foundation. We mostly recommend cinder blocks that you can put down, or patio stones, or just something hard and level, depending on your soil. And just get it level. Here's a little video of us, how we level it. So if you take a big logging board, at a normal everyday level. You get your 4 main corners spaced out properly and properly level. And that's how you start. And most people can do that. If it's too high, you just kind of dig it down. If it's too low, you can put another block on. Pretty doable. And then from there, you're going to lay out, so let me just go back a little bit in this video. So you're going to lay out the boards. So the kits come with the base here that you see. These are like pressure treated runners that the floor actually sits on top of. Comes with that. And then these fence posts you see, those 3 pressure treated fence posts, those you have to purchase extra. They're about 15 to 20 bucks each. And so that's what we recommend building on top of. Some of our customers do a full on cement floor, and that's totally fine, like a big pad. But I recommend this if you can. And then you have to get to sorting out the boards. So your boards are going to come in a big package, and you're going to sort them out into different piles of where everything's going to go, just so it's organized and your build site's nice and clean. So that's us doing that. And then you can actually start getting your first row in. So the first row is a very special row. And you want to make sure it's nice and square. So the way you do that is you measure diagonally across and take that measurement. And then you want to make sure it's the same as the opposite diagonal. So these guys are going to kind of move it and bump it around until it's perfect. And then I usually recommend screwing it right down if you have a screw, like a drill. And then, yeah, so this is kind of what these guys are doing right here, getting it all nice and equal. So once the 2 diagonals are equal, as you can see they're doing that here, once that measurement equals that other measurement, you know you got a pretty good square. And the good thing about the boards is because of the way they lock together, they're going to square up as we go. And that's pretty much how you do the foundation. Okay, let's get into assembly. So the cool thing about these boards is that they come pre-grooved, pre-cut, and ready to go, and you just have to basically pound them together. So you can see there's 2 tongues there, and on the underside of the board that you can't see, there's 2 grooves. And so they go on top of one another, and the corners lock together like this. And once you pound them together, they are very, very tricky to separate. They're very, very snug. And sometimes people will screw in the corners, but I didn't screw mine, but if you want, you can screw them together, but for the most part, they're very, very, very snug. And I'll show you how they interlock here. So this is kind of the same idea. So you can see you're just going to take the one notch there, and the next board is going to go right on top. And that's going to happen the whole way up the side. And that's, I think, the big reason that ours are so easy to put together and they come together and finish so nicely is just the precision manufacturing that we have. So once you get that basic idea of putting 2 corners together, that's just repeat the process. So let me show you the wall going up. So you're going to put the next board down, and then there's a pounding block, and you can pound it with a normal everyday hammer or a pounding rubber hammer, whatever you want to use, something decently heavy. Some people use sledgehammers, and you just kind of pound, as you can see. And they fit together nice and snug. Now this is an old 2018 model that they're building here. It's a little bit smaller than our new 2018, but the basic concepts are pretty much the same. And then you're just going to keep going up. And this part is going to take no time at all, especially if you have this many people helping. It just comes together really fast. And then once you get high enough, you're going to have to put the windows in. Now the windows come as a separate unit, but they're all kind of tied in together, so you've got to kind of slide it in. I usually like to do 2 boards and then slide it in just like they're doing here. That's my friend Dave building one of our bunkies there. And yeah, that's basically all you got to do. And then here's what happens to start building. This is a loft model, so the boards are getting a little bit longer and extending out. And you start needing a ladder. So ladder comes in really handy for this part here. So you can get high enough to pound the boards down, as these guys are doing. Now that's pretty much the assembly process, guys. You can see how easy that comes together. The door comes as the same as a unit as well. And let me show you the roof and the floor, how that comes together. So once you kind of get up to this part here, I think I already showed you that video, sorry. So then you start putting, to get the top on, you start putting the roof boards in, and that requires a hammer and some nails, or a nail gun. If you have a nail gun, it's really good, but you can just use screws or nails just to adhere the roof deck boards, which are included right there. And then I'll show you here, this is how the floor comes together. The floor is also tongue and groove, just like the roof boards. The floor is tongue and groove, really nice wood. I think they're going to zoom in here and show you. Yeah. So it's not finished, obviously, but there's the floor. And this is what it looks like finished, but with a lot of mud on it. Normally it looks cleaner, so this is kind of how the floor looks finished. It's a really nice hardwood look. And there was also trim around the corners that I'm not going to show you installing, but there's trim that goes around the corner too. It makes it look snazzier. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm going to show you a quick little time lapse of the whole process. So tear apart your pallet as it comes, sort all the boards of where they're going. Level out your area, start building, and you're going to find this whole process here is time lapse over the course of 5 hours. Now they had a lot of help, obviously. Many hands make light work, but with 2 people, we say that you can get it done usually in a weekend, get the roof on at least. Yep, and that's a completed project. The roof done, the door ready to go, and then from there, it's just a matter of staining it and doing all the finishing touches, which we won't go into today. We can talk about finishing stuff later. So I'm going to open up my chat, and then we're going to talk to you guys about what you have now. I read you guys an email today, so we've had people coming to visit the Bunkie. I have a 2019 on my property, I guess, and you're welcome to come check it out if you'd like to. You're more than welcome to. I have a house in Erin, which is just outside Toronto. There's also customers and clients all over southwestern Ontario, so if you need to check one out in person, it's one thing to see it online, it's another thing, I understand, to see it in person. So the person that came to say today was like, wow, this is amazing. So I just opened chat, so I haven't seen any previous comments. If you've already asked a question, I would have missed it. I apologize. So I just opened chat now. And so if you have your questions, if you could, put them in all caps. That was a really good suggestion that Dan made. So yeah, if you have questions, make them in all caps so I can see them a little bit better. If you have funny comments, that's cool, but make the actual serious questions in all caps. And then I want to talk a little bit about why Bunkie life one more time. So I think the advantages we talked about, how easy the boards come together, how nice the finish is, how nice the interior finish is a big part of it, right? The interior finishes really nicely, as opposed to other people that have very, very much a shed look inside. So we get a really nice outside finish, but also a really nice inside finish too. And we also have our warranties. I think I talked about our 6 guarantees, or sorry, our 3 guarantees. So one is that if you don't love your Bunkie, absolutely love it, within 60 days we'll give you your money back. The other is if there's anything something breaks or something on the Bunkie in an unlikely event, within 5 years we're happy to fix or replace or whatever it is to make it right within the first 5 years. And we also have our neighbors guaranteed, which is if your neighbors don't agree it's the best looking Bunkie on the block, we will personally buy them a beer and tell them to get their eyes checked. So yeah, the contest is going really well. We're going to break 20,000 people this weekend, which is amazing. And my voice is tired from talking to people about Bunkies all day, but I'm always excited to talk about Bunkies. So if you want to reach out, my number is 1-866-4-BUNKIE. The phone line was down a bit today because it was so busy for a little bit. I apologize, but you can try. It's definitely working now. And yeah, let's get to questions right away. I love taking your questions. That's why I'm here. So let's go up. Okay, so the first question I can see is from Derek Sensor. He says, very nice project. Any chance of getting another course to make the roof higher? Yeah, so in our 2019 model, we actually added one more course to make the roof higher. So the one that's on our website, the example one, is the 2019 is going to be one higher. And in terms of getting an extra one, I can look into that. If you want an extra higher, I'll make sure that's engineering-wise possible, but let me know. I have to charge you something, but we can work that out. It's a good question, Derek. Amber says, it's awesome that everything is already pre-cut. Yes, it is. Everything's pre-cut except for the trim. You have to make a couple tiny cuts in the trim. Adriana says, Aaron, I live in Eustis. Do you know where that is? I should know where that is, but I don't. Adriana, tell me where Eustis is. Dallas James asks, can you add plumbing? Yeah, you totally could add plumbing. It'd be something you have to do on your own time. I think some of our customers have done it. Dallas James asked that twice. Thank you. And in all caps. Well done, Dallas James. Yes. Judah says, that was our Bunkie you featured. We plan to finish it, and you have inspired us. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're going to finish that Bunkie. Jane asks, is there any caulking on this? Yeah, sometimes people will caulk around the edges if they're really particular. I haven't caulked mine. I should. So I would say yes, definitely caulk. Annette asks, this is from YouTube. Annette Cornish asks, can the Bunkie be relocated without disassembling it? That's how I would recommend relocating. If you have to move it, disassembling it is very unfun. Very, very unfun. So I would recommend, if you can, pay the money, get one of those professional forklift guys to forklift it up onto a big truck, boom, move it. It might be a small, wide load, but that is the best way to do it. And then it stays together and then drop it back down. It's a little bit of heavy machinery, but it'd be way, way, way easier than taking it apart. Because you can build the thing in a weekend. I think to deconstruct it would probably take you at least a weekend or more. And then you might break pieces while you're doing it too. Like I said, when those logs come together, they are together. Amy asked, do the kit come with written instructions, or do we refer to a video to build? They come with instructions, and we made a video for the kits too. Also, are the boards marked, or do we sort them by size? On one of our kits, it's all marked, but it's numbered. And then the other kit is sorted by size. But it's pretty easy to tell which is which, because there's really long ones, short ones. They're pretty easy to sort by size. Stephanie asks, does the roof come with shingles or metal? No, that's one of the only things that isn't included. The kits come with all the windows, the locks for the doors, the floorboards, the deck boards, everything, with the exception of the cinder blocks to put the build on top of, and then whatever you want to finish the roof with. The reason we don't include it is because a lot of our customers want to match their cottage or their house to their Bunkie, so they want to buy something similar. So it's up to you to do that. It's usually like about $150 for shingles and $400-ish for the metal roof. I would recommend metal if you can afford it, because it'll only be done once and it'll last forever. We have a deal with VicWest where you can get a pretty good deal. VicWest is a Canadian company as well. Susan Boyd. How's it going, Susan? I need to get back to you about your Murphy bed. I apologize, it's on my to-do list. Is both models pressure treated at the base? If not, do we need to worry about... So our 2018 model, the base is not pressure treated. On our 2019, it is pressure treated. I think you should go with the 2019, having talked to you, especially because it'll fit the Murphy bed better. But either way, whatever kit you buy, I still recommend put it on top of fence posts that are pressure treated. And looking forward to helping you this summer, Susan. Oh, I forgot to ask where everybody's from. Yeah, where's everybody from? I always love seeing that. Hi, Carrie. We talked together last week. Chalk River, Ontario, and Uxbridge. I'm David, and I'm from Erin. Susan asks, is there much of a difference in square footage for both year models? Yeah, the 2019 is probably 10 square foot bigger, and it's also cheaper right now. Until the end of the month, it's going to be $59.95, whereas our 2018 is $64.95. So, yeah, Susan Boyd says, does the model... Yeah, actually, I measured the 2018 for you, Susan, and you can fit a Murphy bed if it's under 105 inches length. Same with the 2019. Leanne says, I'm assuming you use pressure-treated wood. Have you ever used cedar? So, Leanne, good question. The floorboards that you build on top of are pressure-treated with our 2019 model, and the rest of the boards are not, so that's why we recommend staying it. And we don't use cedar because cedar makes some people sick. So they are northern spruce. Elaine says, are these 3-season? Yes, they are. I've had guests all winter in my bunkies, but I have an electric heater in there. So Judith asks, okay, sorry. South River, Ontario. That's a good spot. Susan asks, did you go with single pane or double pane? They're all single pane windows, is what I ended up going with. Jane asks, was there glass in the windows and doors? Yeah, good question. And sorry I didn't zoom in on that. But yes, there's glass in the windows and doors. They are glass single panes. Claire asks, can you put a skylight in? I want to do that this year with one. I want to talk my wife into Bunkie number 4. We have 3 ones we rent out, and then a 4th is a bathroom. So I guess Bunkie number 5 technically. I would love to have a skylight. I think that'd be killer. So I was actually talking to a skyline company called Velux. They're Oakville based, I think. And we're trying to work out a deal where if you buy a Bunkie from us, they can give you a good deal on the skylight. But they're not cheap. They're quality, but they're not cheap. But very cool. I want to put one in mine for sure. Got people from Brantford, Thorold, drug capital of the world. How's it going, Darren? Lynn says, hello from Muskoka. Love these Bunkies. Awesome. All right. Marie says, hi from St. Mary's. Would love your great Bunkie beside the one-room cabin down the river. Awesome. Huntsville. We got a lot of clients up in Muskoka and Huntsville. Annette says, Oshawa with the face of shame. No comment, Annette. Jan says, hi, David. Do you know where we live? Yes, do you live in Fergus, Jan? I know you. Or at least around Fergus. And everyone's saying where they're from. Oh, Eleanor Knox says, Memora, could you please answer my question? Eleanor, I'm sorry if I missed your question, but I did miss it. So could you please retype it? I apologize. Athens? Where is Athens? Kinburn? I don't know where that is either. Ajax and Wallsburg? Okay, cool. Oh, Jan says Velux is the best. Yeah, that was my shallow dive into the skylight category. I thought that Velux looks like a quality company. Susan Boy says, if we put a porch in the front, does bylaw include that in square footage? Depends on your local bylaws. What some people do, for example, my mom, she built a deck in front of her Bunkie. Hers is up on stilts, so it's like a deck on stilts, and then behind it, a Bunkie on stilts, and they're not really connected. That's like one of those little gray area things that she tried to pull off. I think it worked okay. Adriana asks, can I add a small wood stove? I would love to winterize. This is one of those topics where I can't recommend a wood stove because you're building it inside of a wood structure, and I don't know if you could get government wet certification. Have our customers done it? Yes, they have. Does it really work well? Yes, it does, but am I recommending it? No, I'm not. Okay, hello from Windsor. That's where I went to university. Hello again from Harrison. Hi, Tracy. Yes, okay. Got Kirkland Lake. I think we have a customer up there. Okay. So, brothers from... Okay, awesome. So, I think we're getting to the end of the questions here, which is great. So, Stephanie Brooks asked, where are they made / pre-assembled? So, we get all of our materials over from Europe. So, the northern Baltic region of Europe, like Estonia, different parts of northern Europe is where we get everything from. So, I feel bad that I missed Eleanor's question. So, if you and I'm not purposely dodging it. I only turn my chat on until later in the thing. So if I miss anybody's question, I'm open. I'm going to stick around until the last question is asked. So fire your questions now. And I'm at the end of the chat, which is better than last time because we went for an hour. I'm hoping this will be a shorter presentation. If you have any questions about the contest, I'm open to that as well. It doesn't have to be specifically about how to build a Bunkie. Okay, Eleanor says, I have a decapitated shed in my backyard, but the wooden beam floor seems to be in good shape. Could I use it or start anew? I'm not sure. Oh, the secret code. Thanks for reminding me, Taylor Lynn Phillips. And thank you for letting me share your story. I know that was a little bit like a humbling kind of story, and I appreciate you sharing it because I hope it'll benefit other people. So I'll address the secret code in one second. I want to answer Eleanor's question. So could you build it on top of a floor? Lots of our customers have built on top of decks in the past. You want to make sure it's pretty level, and it has to be the right size. Obviously, you'll have to fit the Bunkie in its entirety. Okay. Oh, Susan, what feedback did you get from owners in order to help you make changes in 2019? Well, I'm always talking to our clients, and so the feedback was they wished the loft was bigger. They liked how the 2019 was big. They wanted a little bit bigger. And they wanted it a little higher in the loft, and they wanted the window in the loft. That was something everybody wanted, so we added that this year. That's kind of... I'm always listening to feedback, so... and we can do custom designs too. So sometimes we'll do a custom design for a customer, and it's really, really awesome, and I think, man, this might work for, like, the masses. So we actually have now a non-lofted cabin as well for sale for 2019. It's a little bit cheaper. It doesn't have loft. It's on our website. So check that out too. We're going to scroll back up. Oh, the secret code. The secret code tonight. I haven't got the button up. I'll have to do it after this chat. So give me another half hour. But I'll put a button up there. It'll be video number 3 or live stream number 3, and the secret code will be essential oil. That secret code name again, essential oil. All right. So Sharon Hayes Williamson asks, when is the contest draw being done? Well, I have a great answer to that question. It's February 26th, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, or depending on what you're tuning in on. Marsha asked, do you have replacement parts if necessary? Yes, we do. We always have extra everything so that when you screw up and cut something or do something stupid, that we can save you. Or sometimes when we do something stupid, it occasionally happens too. Jody asks, want a Bunkie to, I'm assuming, use for a trailer. Love them. Yeah, you could put them on a trailer if you wanted to. They're a little bit wider than the 8.5 feet wide, but you can get a wide load permit. It's not the end of the world. They're not that much wider than that, especially our new one. Claire says, if I wanted to change the door to a Dutch door, could I do it? What is a Dutch door? Ours is a French door, meaning 2 doors that open like this. I'm not sure what a Dutch door is, though. Forgive my ignorance. Mary Dolan Burnett, I cannot get the scorecard to work to view. Have tried several times with different links. So, Marianne, you want to go to bunkielife.com, click About, click on the contest scoreboard, and it might be telling you to enter again. If it's telling you that, it just means you have to log in again. So take your email you originally signed up with, type it in there, and then you'll be logged in and you'll see the scoreboard. That hopefully will help. Grace Ann asks, can you use a metal snap screen door to stop the horseflies? Yeah, one of those, like, our customers have used those before. They're like, they have magnets in the middle and they go, whoosh, and then they shut, and you could put them behind the door, so you open the door and then you go through the screen and they shut behind you. You can totally use that. I should sell that. I'm going to write that down. It's a good idea. I don't know if that's called the magnetic-y screeny thing. Susan, she asks, if you do some custom changes, does it raise the cost substantially? It can, yeah, it can raise it. Just if it goes too far outside the standard, like if it's like at a window, we can totally do that. That's not a big deal at all. But if it's like make it bigger or smaller or crazy stuff, then it just falls outside of the normal realm of what we do. We're happy to do it for you, but it costs more money. So the reason we're perfecting this Bunkie every year is because we were trying to make it as broadly appealing to what you guys want. Claire says, Dutch door through you. Does not explain what a Dutch door is. I apologize. If you could use a more layman's term for the Dutch door, I'd appreciate that. Susan says, love the new size, but like the old doors. There was only one door on the new one, on the old one. The old one only had one door. The new one has French doors, which I think is better. I hope I explained that. Okay. Yeah, the old windows were nice, that's true. But they don't fit on the new one, so. Your decision. You can go either way. We have both. But I would recommend the new one. Okay. Dutch door. Oh, top and bottom open separate. Okay, that's like the church nursery room door. That's what I'm thinking of, right? Like, like you open it up so you can talk to your parents and then you don't let the kids out. Is that the kind of the idea? Dutch door. Okay, I'm learning something today. Thank you, Dallas James and Linda Dale. We don't have anything that's like that. So you could just take the existing door frame out and door out and add that. Jenny says, how much is the Bunkie without the loft? It is $49.95, I believe. Yeah. For now, we might have sales throughout the year, but right now we're focusing on the loft model. A Dutch door. Oh, someone copied and pasted the Wikipedia entry. Is it horizontal instead of fashion? Okay, cool. That's cool. Nancy Horn says, does the Bunkie that we can win in the contest have a loft? Yes, I'm giving away the 2019 loft model. So, if you win. So, yeah. So that seems to be everyone's questions. Guys, it was a pleasure chatting once again. I'm glad it was a nice short 30-minute-er. And if you have any other questions, by all means. Actually, before I close that, what is the advantage of the Dutch door? I don't get it. You just want to... It's like... I'm just picturing the church nursery room door. That was in my old school church when I was growing up. And that seemed weird, but I don't know. Yeah. Any hoodles. Yeah, so it's been a pleasure chatting with you guys. And if you're watching the live stream after the fact, you can still ask questions. We'll try to get to the comments and answer them. And yeah, we will be looking forward to the next live stream, which is Sunday, exact same time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk about maintaining and all that good stuff. And then we have one on Airbnb, which is coming up as well. I'm going to do the calendar one more time. Hold on. So this is the calendar for the rest of the week. So we got Sunday, we're going to do how to maintain your Bunkie. We'll talk about staining and all that stuff. Tuesday, we'll talk about ordering and delivery process, which is nice and fun. And then the Airbnb one, I would really love to talk about that one. I'm going to open up kind of about how I've done my Airbnb. I've been really successful with it. And then the last week of the contest is just Sunday. I'll explain the 2-day sale. I'll wrap up the contest, and then we'll announce the winner on Tuesday, the 26th at 7:30 p.m. right here live. And then we'll have the epic 2-day sale. And that's what I'm hoping that if you are serious, you'll already have all your questions answered, and you'll just call me to put in your order. And we have $1,000 off of our 2019 Bunkie. It's going to be $699.95 normally, but it's on for $59.95 until March 1st. And we're also going to have a secret, or like a bonus thing that I'll announce during the contest. So once again, the code is Essential Oils. And yeah, I'm going to add that button right now. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you again on Sunday.